Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnaz.
And today we're gonna piss some people off. I feel like, anyways.
We're just gonna R. Kelly this video, man.
Okay, well, we're not gonna super go hard, but today we're going to review the Ultraman anime from Netflix, based off of the Ultraman manga.
All right, before we even get to this, I didn't finish it.
I did.
I'm on episode 3.5, so I'm about halfway through 4th episode. I stopped right there. I'm not saying it's a bad anime, but when I lose interest in something, so like it was like I was on 3.5 episodes. It was time to go to work, right? So I stopped there and I went to work and I turned on my Netflix on my break and I went to click on it and something else popped up next to it that caught my attention and I clicked on that. I know there was something wrong with the anime right there, and I have not went back to it yet.
All right, so I guess we'll do this one sort of spoiler free, especially like since you've only seen the first episodes. We're not gonna go hard into what happens in the anime, but for the most part, it goes through quite a bit of the. At least if you guys have been paying attention to the manga stateside. The first season is about like half the mangas.
Half.
You pretty much get to the Ace Killer arc, and that's where the anime ends at.
Okay.
So for the most part, like it goes pretty briskly through the first few mangas, especially even compared to most animes, where you're like a couple of episodes is like the first few mangas, couple of episodes, next manga, couple of episodes, next manga, so on and so forth. With a little bit of filler. And for like being faithful to the plot, I think overall they did a pretty decent job. My only issue is his whole dynamic with I think her name's Rena. The
girl.
Yes, the pop star. In the manga, there's a lot more.
Which to her is right here.
Yeah, it's more elaborated in the manga. Like there's kind of like.
So wait.
There's more something between them.
So there's more to her than just her being in the sake of the TV show, just to be in a TV show because we need that female.
Well, also in the manga, like in the anime, there's more to that story that they. If you're reading the manga, it's not explained as well.
Wait.
I'm not going to get into the story, but the anime throws something in there that isn't, at least from what I remember reading from the manga, isn't a part of that.
All right, now you even got me more confused and frustrated with this. So,
let's say, at least from what I remember.
Is it
I could be
better
wrong.
towards the anime, what they did, or is it better what they did with the manga?
Like I said, I think it's pretty faithful. Like,
faithful?
If you read the manga, the anime does the story decent justice. And that's really all I got positive to say. The fights are okay.
I was about to say, okay, so for the fights that I've seen, it wasn't that bad. The problem is rest of the 96% of the anime.
It's very like the only issue I kind of have with the fights is it's like I don't know, it's like overtly choreographed.
Too much?
Like it's almost like too much. Like I don't know, you can't really speed up the Dragon Ball Z, but it's like I don't know, like when you're following it, it's just like swish swish, like it's very theatrical, which I guess isn't a bad thing, but it's just I don't know, not like what I expect out of Ultraman.
In some way it's good, but in some sense it's like too much.
Or maybe rigid is what I'm thinking, and a lot of that probably has to do with the animation.
It could be that too, so.
Like there might be that too.
Because like I said, from the 3.5 episodes I've seen, fighting wasn't that bad. It was just rest of the anime that was kind of like dragging it down.
Yeah, and even for the manga, I feel like this has a lot of problems too, because the beginning of it isn't really that interesting. Outside of like the best thing about the manga for me in the first few volumes is the art style is really sweet, and the designs and the way they portray the fights in the manga make them feel epic.
Like they're up.
And in the anime, there's a lot of scenes that are like vividly I remember from the manga that are just kind of glanced over in the fights. Like where Ben Mueller throws the boulder at him. In the manga, he like cuts through the boulder and he's literally like flying through it. And he does that in the anime, but they don't have like a good shot of it. So it's just like it happens and we keep moving on.
We move on.
Instead of like focusing on that and getting like giving us essentially the same shots like the manga.
Well, you can't do much though. Like when it comes to manga, like the way they draw some of this stuff, you can never translate it exactly same to the TV
But you can
show.
still have it just like the boulder breaking apart.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it was in the manga. But in the anime, it's just like you literally are like looking from behind as he does it.
Oh, that's just
It's
stupid
just-
angle.
Yeah, it's just like some of the directing is questionable in the fighting. It's even like towards the later part where there's certain fight scenes again. It's like in the manga, it's the fights stood out a lot more in my brain than they do from the anime.
I haven't seen. I mean, I haven't seen the manga, so I can't say too much. But like I said, just from the actual anime point of view, it was lackluster would be the word.
Yeah, it's just like the fights were cool, but not nearly as awesome as I thought they would be. Another thing that I didn't really care for much is the Japanese dub is okay. The English is very hit and miss. The only person I actually didn't really mind the voice acting for was Dada. That was about it.
I watched the English one, so maybe I should have watched the Japanese.
Well, I tried watching the Japanese, but because I watched it with my wife, we watched the English, and I'm just like, ugh.
Tell her to put her
For
damn
the
glasses
majority
on and
of this
read.
on.
Glasses and read.
And even the Japanese, like to me, didn't really, I don't know, convey stuff as well as I wished. And probably my biggest gripe about this is the animation.
That is my biggest issue. That is one of the reasons why I walked away. Netflix produced so many good animes with good storylines.
Yeah, usually like their animes are pretty top notch. Like Godzilla is the one I would say is the weak link out of the ones I've seen.
Yeah. They produce good animes, they got good storylines, but some of their graphics on animes are horrendous. Like, bad.
Yeah, like
And I can't get behind that.
the graphics for this is almost like PlayStation 3 cutscene.
Yeah. And
Right?
that's the sad thing. Like, we live in an era where PlayStation 5 is coming out, PlayStation 4 is kicking butt, and you're giving me PlayStation 2.5 and 3. Seriously?
Yeah, it's just like the animation's really rigid. A lot of the scenes are kind of like the characters, like, I don't know, it's everything seems kind of awkward.
I feel like they took the Final Fantasy X from PlayStation 2 and remastered on PlayStation 4, and that's what I'm getting. And
my favorite thing, too, is even when you look at some of the background characters, it's just the main characters, but like they swap the hair around and stuff. Like,
that was... Woosa.
like I almost like the Berserk anime better. For the animation. That
And that is a sad statement, because you watch
and
Berserk.
the Godzilla one.
You watch Berserk for the storyline because you know it's good.
Yeah, it's like Berserk at least like still had like the story was there, just
Yeah.
the animation was very hit and miss.
While this one, story's hit and miss, so is the graphics. So you got nothing to fall on.
Yeah, and it's just like with the voice acting and stuff. It's just like there isn't really much to grab onto me for this. Like the only reason I really stuck out and watched the entire thing is because I love the manga, and I wanted to see if maybe it's just like the first few episodes are really.
Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll get better. Season 1 in, maybe it'll get better. Season 2, maybe it'll get better. It does not get better, Steve.
Well, actually, that's a lie. I liked Ace Killer. The guy who voiced Ace Killer was cool too.
Ace Killer.
Like Ace Killer, like most of like the guys that like I can recognize as voice actors were fine, but it's like the guy that plays Hinata plays the original Ultraman. No.
Well, there was the
Hayata? I think it's it.
I don't remember what anime it is. I hated it in English. Despised it. I wanted to watch it in sub, but in English, one of the character was played by the guy that played Hercule. I stuck through it just because of him, you know.
Yeah, well, it's like the guy that does Dada is was it Steve Bloom? The guy that does like Starscream, Prime, Spike Spiegel, does like every freaking thing. Like,
Yeah.
he was great. If you were getting, like, say you really like Ultraman and you're getting Netflix because you want to watch Ultraman anime, don't.
Mm-mm.
You're fine. Just stick with the manga. If you already have it and you like Ultraman, this is probably like the least exciting Ultraman I've seen in the past few years.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah, especially since like I really liked the manga, but it's just the anime was just like,
And Ultraman,
I'd say it's mediocre at best.
and some of the Ultraman TV shows, like the animated ones, were pretty good that I've seen. You know, even like not the animated ones, the live action ones.
Yeah, it's like Orb. Orb's still probably my favorite. I liked X.
I seen some of those and they were really good. So when this came out, I was like, this will be good. Mm-mm.
I think, and I was trying to be positive about it because when I saw that it was going to be CGI, I was like, oh, great.
Oh, God.
Because most, like, all CGI animes haven't really been that great.
You remember that one CGI anime that we watched? And, like, when they start fighting the monsters, it turns CGI and you were just like, oh, my God, kill me now.
Yeah, it's like SSS's Gridman. Like, a lot of, like, the kaijus in that turn into CG. But it blends well.
Yeah, it blended well. No, this was like, ooh, bad. It was that, God, what was that? It was based on Fantasy Star Online. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I forgot about that.
That
was horrible.
That's what this graphic reminded me of, was that how bad it was.
Yeah.
The blending.
Like, I would have, like a Trigger Ultraman anime would have been fantastic. I think a Trigger anything is usually really good. Like, even like them at like being okay is still better than most things.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, in the end, like, it's okay, but it's not anything I'm really excited about. Like, to be fair, like, I mainly like I want this to do good because we'll get more figures so that I can get more guys from the anime.
Well,
For the manga.
I'm hoping to actually like learn their lesson from this, redo it next season, but have somebody else make it.
Yeah, well, it's even like if we're going CG, it just like I wish the animation was more fluid. In a sense, because it's very rigid with a lot of the stuff they're doing, and especially with the human scenes, it's almost an eyesore.
Ooh.
Like everything with it's sort of like Alien vs Predator, where like all the Ultraman stuff is pretty cool, but all like the part with the people, I just don't care.
Don't give two.
Don't care.
About.
And I don't want to say it's because the plot in the manga is weak, because there's not really a lot of talking that happens on the manga, because it's a lot of action.
Yeah.
And the problem is that also kind of brings itself to the anime. So there's a plot, but a lot of it's kind of left a mystery, and that's kind of the issue with the first season, is you're not going to really learn that much of what's going on. And it gets sort of confusing. In a sense. So yeah, like if I had to give it like something out of 10, I'd say I'd give it like a 5.
4.55 in that era.
Yeah, it's middle of the road for me. Like, it's got some cool stuff, but for the most part, like I wouldn't buy it if it came out on video.
No.
I'm okay with it. I'll just stick with my
Like
choice.
if they had some of the other Ultraman stuff, like God, I would like jump on and buy that like if it was a Walmart prices, not some of those eBay prices.
Yeah. Look at it. This could possibly show up at Walmart.
I wouldn't buy this one though. I was talking about the other.
But yeah,
Ultraman.
I was gonna say no. I'd skip on it. It's like the Godzilla anime.
No.
And to be fair, the fight scenes in this are way better than the Godzilla anime, so I still actually like it more.
hey! In the Godzilla 3 movie, he gets lifted off the ground. Okay.
What movie?
Godzilla 3, the part.
I don't know what movie you're talking about.
Part number 3.
Nope.
King
Never
Ghidorah
happened.
lifts him off the ground.
Never happened.
There was like 5 feet, and he gets lifted off the ground, man.
Okay, I think it was more than 5 feet.
Well, in our perspective point of view, it looked like it was like 5 feet, on the screen.
It's just like, oh. But let us know in the comment section below what you guys thought of Ultraman, and help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.